This is session 2 of our Ramadan lecture series. In this session, we'll discuss about the concept of the new moon and the crescent moon. And uh, the concept that we intend to discuss has already been presented in session 1. Here we want to present it through some data so that the understanding is easy for all of us. It becomes easier for all of us. And the data set that we intend to use is for Kolkata, which is a city in India. Uh, Kolkata is the city where I stay, where I live. And the data set is for the month of June 2015. It's because Ramadan this year starts in June 2015. And we need to take a look at the sunrise and sunset and moonrise and moonset data sets. So that's all. So let us just get started and things will become clear why this discussion is important. So let us jump straight to the data for June 14 onwards. June 14, that's today onwards, for both the sunrise and sunset as well as the moonrise and moonset. So for the sunrise and sunset, this is the data. We need to just take a look at this particular data from June 14 to June 18. That should suffice. And for the moon, similarly, we need to take a look at June 14 to June 18. That should suffice. And we need not even take a look at the sunrise and the moonrise data. What we're interested is the sunset and the moonset timings. So June 14, that's today, it's not very important for the analysis. So let's jump ahead with the June 15 data. June 15, let's look at the sunset time. It's 18:22, that's 6:22 p.m. And June 15 moonset is 17:09, that's 5:09 p.m. So the moon has already set before the sunset. The moon has already set at 5:09 p.m. and the sunset will be later at 6:22 p.m. Next, let us take a look at June 16 data. June 16, the sunset is at 6:23 p.m. 6:23 p.m. and the moon set is at 6:06 p.m. So on June 16, the moon set takes place at 6:06 p.m. and after about 17 minutes, the sunset takes place. So by the time the sunset takes place, the moon has already set before that. It's already below the horizon. It's not above the horizon. So it's not possible for us to sight the moon on June 16. Let's move ahead with June 17. On June 17, the sunset is at 6:23 p.m. and the moonset is at 6:59 p.m. So June 17 is the first day of this lunar month, of this lunar cycle, in which it is theoretically possible to sight the moon for the first time. June 16, it's not possible. June 17, it's theoretically possible to sight the moon. Why? Because the sunset takes place on June 17 at 6:23 p.m. and after the sunset takes place, the moonset takes place about 36 minutes later. So for 36 minutes, the moon is actually above the horizon. So after 36 minutes, the moon set now takes place at 6:59 p.m. So theoretically, it's possible to sight the moon. Whether we are able to sight the moon or not, that's a different issue altogether. And we are not discussing about that for today. Let's move ahead with June 18, and this is the last day required for our analysis. June 18, the sunset is at 6:23 p.m. and the moon set is at 19:49. That's 7:49 p.m. So 6:23 and 7:49. So how much is that? That's about 1 hour 26 minutes. So the next day, on June 18, the sun sets at 6:23 and the moon sets about 1 hour 26 minutes later. So the moon is above the horizon for a longer duration, and the chances for our sighting the moon is increased, is so much more increased, because the previous days it's for 36 minutes and the moon is closer to the horizon, and the next day the moon is actually above the horizon for 1 hour 26 minutes, and it's slightly higher in the slightly higher in the sky above the horizon, so it's easier to sight in the next day. Okay, so why did we present this data? What's the use for presenting this data? It's a good question. So let us try to bring in the issue. This is just data. This is no, I mean, the analysis, the Islamic analysis has not yet started. But before we try to do that, before we attempt to get into the core issue which we intend to discuss today, let's try to understand a concept, the concept of the new moon and the concept of the crescent moon. What's the difference? These two terms are sometimes used synonymously, but that usage is erroneous. It's not correct. See, you can see this symbol as well. June 16 is what is referred to as the new moon, and June 17 is what is referred to as the crescent moon. June 16, the moon is not visible at all because the moon set takes place before the sunset. At 6 p.m., the moon has already set, and the sunset will take place later. So by the time the sun sets, the moon has already set prior to that. But on June 17, the moon set takes place later than the sunset. So the sunset takes place at 6:23 p.m. The same time, the sunset time is, it does not vary by much, but you can see the moon set times vary drastically. The sunset times do not vary so much. It's either no variation or variation by 1 minute. In any case, but the moon set timings vary by drastic levels. So on June 17, so the sunset takes place at 6:23 p.m. and for 36 minutes the moon set will take place 36 minutes later. So for that 36 minutes it's theoretically possible. Uh, Please mark my words. I'm saying it's theoretically possible for the moon to be sighted, for us to sight the moon. So this is the first day when the moon is actually visible. It's actually above the horizon in this cycle, because this lunar cycle, this lunar month will repeat after every 29 or 30 days. That's the length of the lunar month, 29 or 30 days. So on June 17, for the first time, it is theoretically possible to sight the moon. So this is the crescent moon, when the moon is actually visible in the sky, the crescent moon. The previous day, it's not visible at all. This is called the new moon. So the Arabic word hilal is actually, it actually refers to the crescent moon. The new moon, I don't think there is any equivalent in Arabic to refer to the new moon. However, in the Indian languages, we do have a term. It's called Amavasya in Bangla, or Amavasya in Hindi, Sanskrit, etc. I'm not sure if any term exists in Urdu, but anyway, so that is what the different languages have, different connotations. So in Islam, the sighting of the crescent is actually very important, holds a very important place, and so we have a term, specific term to describe that phenomenon. We call the crescent moon as the hilal. Okay, we are not so much interested in languages, etc., but with the events. So, why did we discuss about these issues? And June 18, uh, and June 18 is the day in which the chances for the sighting of the moon is so much more increased because of the longer duration for which the moon is above the horizon. I think this is very clear. I hope I have not confused you at all. So this is very clear. So why did we bring in these discussions in the first place? We brought forth these discussions for a specific question. Is it possible for us to sight the moon? The question, first let us take it at the analytical level, at the scientific level, at the astronomical level, at the physics level. Let's not bring in Islam as yet. Is it possible for us to sight the new moon, sight the moon on June 16? It's not. It's not possible. It's theoretically impossible. It's a case of theoretically impossible sighting. It's not possible. Sighting is not possible at all on June 16, because when the sunset takes place, the moon has already set a full 17 minutes before that. So by the time the sunset is taking place, the moon is already below the horizon. It's not above the horizon. It's not visible to us. So once we have answered this question from the physics point of view, now let us bring in Islam. So if someone were to give a witness that he has sighted the moon on June 16, is that credible evidence? Should that evidence or witness be taken into account? Is it valid witness? This is the question. The answer is obvious. It is not a valid witness. It is a false witness, because someone has said he has sighted the moon on a day when it is theoretically impossible to sight the moon. So obviously he is lying. So this seems to be so clear to all of us. So why did I bring in these issues and make a separate session out of it? It's because this problem, believe me, believe it or not, you have to believe me, because what I'm saying is the truth and it can be verified. For a number of years, based on false witnesses, the marking of the beginning of a month, of a lunar month, has been accepted based on false witnesses. People said that they have witnessed the new moon, and that evidence, that witness has been accepted, though it was theoretically not possible that he could have sighted the moon. So what do we do with such cases? What do we do in such cases? Right? What we should do is pretty clear, or it should be pretty clear to all of us. We should reject that witness. It's a false witness. But it has happened, and not once, it has happened in a number of times in different parts of the world, including Saudi, where a false witness has been accepted, and the month and the beginning and marking of the beginning of the month of Ramadan has been announced based on that. And in some cases, astronomers argued that such witnesses cannot be accepted because it has been given on a day in which it is theoretically impossible to sight the moon. And guess what? The Grand Mufti of Saudi has said the astronomers are creating fitna, they're creating confusion. It's amazing if you think about it. The people who are creating the fitna, the confusion, are those who are giving false witnesses. And I just want to give you two additional points related to this. One is, this has not happened once, this has happened for a number of years. Later it was found the false witnesses were given by a person or a group. All of them belong to a particular group basically, and they had some interest, whatever that is. You can understand what that is. So that's the first point. Obviously, today, in the last few years, there have been some changes in the Saudi as well as in other countries. And so in Saudi now they have a committee which consists of scholars and judges and qazi and mufti and astronomers and scientists, etc. Now they have a committee, and they give importance to the eye sighting, as well as the naked eye sighting, as well as the telescopic eye sighting, and a whole lot of precautionary measures have now been taken. But this previously did not exist, and based on that, the confusion has been perpetrated. It's a shame basically on the Muslim Ummah that such a thing has happened for a number of years. And secondly, they have announced the date. The mark, once you decide to take a false witness and go ahead with it, the question remains, if it turns out to be false, what do you do in that case? Do you accept? Do you reject? I mean, if you make a mistake, it's best, according to any understanding, is to accept the mistake. The Saudis officially have not accepted any mistake on their part. However, when the lunar dates were being monitored, basically, when I mean they keep a track of the lunar dates as well. I mean, primarily they keep a track of the lunar dates as well, and so on two consecutive days, the same date was published. So officially they did not accept the error, but in a sense, what it means when they give the same date for two consecutive days is that it is an attestation of the mistake. So these are some of the points. It has been quite embarrassing for some time in our recent past, and we have taken some steps to resolve these issues, and that's good basically. But this is primarily the reason why I brought this issue forth, and we are interested in just giving you one more uh, point before we close this session, and that point being that and that point being that we are not even going to discuss about that particular issue, where in this session at least we are not going to raise that issue. We will take it in some other session. Should the marking the beginning of a month be based on moon sighting, or can it be based on scientific calculations? So to the extent that it eliminates errors, I guess I have been able to prove that scientific calculations should be taken into account to eliminate such errors and to invalidate such witnesses which have been given for a date in which it is theoretically impossible to sight the moon. I think that's clear enough from this discussion. So that's it basically for this session. We'll move ahead with other important issues in our subsequent sessions, inshallah. So that's it for now. We bring this session to a close.